cacti and succulent growers, it's Lynn, and in today's video I'm going to be doing a little bit of update on how the cacti and succulents are getting on, because those of you who've been watching my channel know that I lost quite a few over the winter months, how all the other ones are doing. And also I'm going to be watering a lot of the cacti for the very first time after the winter. I have watered some already, as I did a video probably a couple of weeks ago when I was watering the very shriveled ones, such as these Trichocereus, the young ones here, and they've fattened up really lovely. And also the mammillaria here, look at this one. I don't know whether you saw the original video, how shriveled it was. I'll show you before and after photograph now, and look at it now after good watering. It has really plumped up, it's gorgeous. But I held back on watering the majority of the other ones because the weather's had been very up and down until recently. Happy to say the weather has gone really lovely and mild. So it's perfect now to start all of these up with their first watering for the very first time after winter. And we're well into May now. I would normally give these cacti their first watering either sort of at the end of March or usually by the second week in April, but it had been very cold still for spring up until recently, and the weather's gone great now. So I'm going to be giving all these ones on this table of water. As you can see, a lot of them are shriveled and they're going to absolutely love it. I also have a lot coming into bud as well. A lot of the Camaceras, as you can see, they're buds, loads of buds, which is really exciting. And I think it's about time I gave these a good watering to really get them started up. Now the growing season is well and truly here. And once I do give them a good water as well, you often see the buds really come out and they put on a bit of a growth spurt. They really fatten up. So I'm very excited to be doing this. Now, obviously, when I normally do watering the plants for the first time videos, I normally show the whole procedure of watering all the plants, but I have a lot to do today. I have a lot to get watered. You show you the buds on the Echinocereus there, very excited. And it's very difficult as well to film videos with one hand when I've got the camera in one hand, the watering can in the other. And because I have a lot to water, because I am behind with everything this year, I'm just going to show you a couple of video clips when I water them and then show you afterwards when it's all done. So that's what's going to be in this video. I'm just going to briefly go over how the cacti are doing, because I had some that were a little bit dodgy as well, and that's what I'm going to be including. And also my plans, what my plans are with the spring, with the plants. I have a lot of very tall Trichocereus cacti. Just come over here, as you can see. These are great, they're overwintered perfect, but they're quite shriveled. I mean, that's quite shriveled. These are they're brilliant. As soon as you water them, they really plump up. But all these ones here are going to be coming into our white polytunnel, which is our other, which I'm going to show you in a minute, our little our little white polytunnel, much smaller than this one. And they do really well in there for the spring and summer. But because it's not heated, I've sort of kept them in here for a bit longer, because if we have any cold nights, we've still got the heater there. But these are going to be coming out into the white polytunnel soon. And I'm going to hold back on watering these just for a few days till I can bring them back out into the white polytunnel. And the reason for that is because they're big plants, as you can see, they're very tall. And once we water them, they're going to weigh twice as much. So it's much easier to lift them out when they're all dry like now than it is when I give them a good water, because they're going to be very heavy. So I'm holding back on the watering for a few days until we can get these out into the white polytunnel. So these I won't be watering just yet, but as soon as they're out into the white polytunnel, I'm going to give them a good water and a feed. But all the other ones I'm going to be watering, and me and Hans are going to be doing it together. And we put a little bit of fertiliser in the water as well, a bit of tomato feed, about 1/4 of the strength to what we normally do. It just gives them a bit of a start up in the growing season. A lot of them are coming into bud already, but a bit of tomato feed helps to kickstart the buds and all the other ones as well. Look at that. Now, considering this is, for example, Echinocereus gentries. I've got 2 of these here, buds on them, not been watered at all since September. So I'm happy to see there's buds. Very good. And a lot of the other plants are all starting to wake up. Everything's been a little bit slow this year because it has been a cold start to the spring. But I can actually finally see signs of life on the plants. And as I say, once I give them a good water, they're going to fatten up a treat. All the Camacereus, lovely to see. These are always beautiful bloomers, and it's going to be amazing when we see all the blooms on them very soon. So I'm going to be watering them, giving them a good water for the first time. And just going to tell you as well, I've got a lot of plants in the house that have to come out for the spring and summer months. A lot in my grow room. I've got my euphorbias. They're all going to be coming out into the polytunnel. And these here, these are all my other sort of trichocereus and all of these on here. These always come out into the white greenhouse for the spring and summer. Then I have these tables free. And this is where I put all the euphorbias. And I've got my hylocereus as well. So they're going to be going there. But I can't bring them out until these have gone into the white polytunnel. And I can't put these into the white polytunnel until I put these big giants in. And also in our grow room in the house, we have a lot of our cereus cactus plants as well in there under the grow light, and now it's warm enough, they're going to be coming out probably in the next few days as well. So do stay tuned for a video when we bring them out, and I'll just go and show you the white polytunnel now. Now this is our white greenhouse here, our much smaller polytunnel, and as you can see it's full of all things for the plants, soil, pots and the lawnmower and everything like that. So this is all going to be coming out. And then the cereus cacti that we have in the grow room is going to be going in here, and also the big tall trichocereus that's in the polytunnel, as I showed you, they're going to be coming in here. So this is what we're going to be doing next week, well over the next couple of weeks anyway, as well as bringing out all of the other sort of plants that need to come out for the spring and summer months, all the euphorbias in the grow room and the hylocereus dragon fruits. So this is all going to be emptied. These agaves are going to be going out into the yard because they can take the rain as well in the spring and summer. Now the temperatures are nice and mild, and it's going to be lovely to have this greenhouse full of all the tall cereus cactus plants again. So there we go, I'm going to be very busy over the next couple of weeks. And all these epiphytic cacti, these are all epiphyllums. These are going to be coming out into the yard very soon as well. They're all coming into bud. As you can see there, loads of buds on these. That's the Pegasus. Loads of buds on these, and they put the most magnificent of flower displays. So that's going to be so exciting. They're going to be coming out into the yard. It gives me a lot more headspace then in the polytunnel. And there's buds coming as well on the monkey's tail there. Absolutely gorgeous. Cactus colodimonsis. Now, as I mentioned, the epiphytic cacti, the epiphyllums coming to bud, but I've also got my cactus as well, packed with buds, tons, and this has a gorgeous pink flowers when they're in the spring and summer, and loads of buds on my other cactus as well, and loads of buds as well on my Easter cactus. Very exciting. So the plants, I have to say, after the disaster of losing a few from the winter, I'm happy to say all the rest of the cacti are doing really, really well. And I've got all my Lophophoras as well. They're going to be given a good water. So very excited to start ahead at last with the growing season. Unfortunately, I did lose another cactus. It was one of my, I think it's a Ferrocactus latispinus. It was going yellow, and I mentioned that in my update video a couple of weeks ago. I had a pretty idea that was a goner. That's a goner. That literally collapsed. And as I mentioned, I did a special video of my Mamilau that literally collapsed overnight with a big gaping hole and fungus all in it. Bit of a disaster, but happy to say 95% of all the cacti and succulents have come through really good, and I'm excited now. I can breathe because we've got the warmer temperatures, and the panic of the cold and everything else has sort of gone. And this is a lovely Kalanchoe fedichenskoi, loads of buds, loads of blooms actually. It's coming to bloom now on this, absolutely gorgeous. And all of my succulents as well, blooming absolutely gorgeous. I gave them a water about 2 or 3 weeks ago, and they're fattened up lovely as well, doing very well. I think I did a video at the time when I was cleaning all the dead leaves and giving them a water. So that's a little bit of an update. Things are recovering and everything's looking really good. Loads more buds as well, buds coming. So these other epiphyllums here, these also go out into our yard. So we're going to be very busy moving plants, taking plants out of this big polytunnel that go into the white polytunnel, and I'm going to be rearranging a lot of the plants in here as well, because there's a lot more space, as you can see, because I've lost plants, loads more space. sadly more, well, it's good to have more space, but it's sad because I've lost plants. But it gives me more room then when I repot into bigger pots. And I'm going to have a bit of a rearrange all in here. And very excited to see all the blooms in the next few weeks coming up. And very shriveled, there's buds coming up on this Robutia as well. And you will not believe the difference when these really fatten up. Take a few days after, give them a good water to really fatten up. But hopefully the next update video, when I do another spring update, you'll see a lot more of the buds coming up and the plants all fattening up. Very exciting. So anyway, that's me waffling on. So I just wanted to do a little quick update. And as I mentioned, it's too difficult to me to film all the watering and trying to film with the one hand and hold the watering can in the other. So me and Hans are going to come in now, give all these a really good water. It's sort of late afternoon, it's always the best time to water them. And then do a little update when it's all done. And as I mentioned, I've used a very weak strength tomato feed in the water. And the reason why I like to use tomato feed is because it's high in potash and really encourages blooms. And I have made a video on why I like to use tomato feed for my cacti. I know it sounds crazy, but if you haven't seen that video and you want to know why the hell does she use tomato feed for cacti, well, do check that video out. Links to that video up above and down below. And very excited. I've also got a lot of these epiphyllums, young ones as well, mostly seedlings. These need a good water too. Lots of these come out into the yard for the spring. And aeniums as well, very shriveled. And these are puntias here. These are really limp, so they're going to really fatten up with a good water. And there's even buds coming on this one as well, one of my Astrophytum nudums. All good news. So right then, let's get watering. Yay! First time since September. Poor cacti, they're desperate for a drink. Woohoo! That's all of the cacti completely watered, and they're going to fatten up lovely. So lovely to give them the first water of the year since September, so far late this year because of the colder spring, but happy to give them all a good water. And it's been wonderful, I have to say. It's a lovely feeling to give them a water. The only ones I haven't watered are obviously these ones, these tall ones here on the floor, because as I mentioned, they're going to be coming into the white polytunnel over the next couple of weeks, and it's far easier to lift them when they're light, and because they're big cacti, they'll be fine anyway. Lovely to give them a good water when they're coming to the white polytunnel. So this is one for loads of buds on the echinopsis as well, so they're going to be blooming beautiful. Happy days! Now the growing season begins. Oh, Such a wonderful feeling, guys. And obviously the epiphytic cacti, all of these, all the epiphyllums and slumberdeers, they're going to be going out into the yard over the next few days as well, so they get plenty of rain when they're out. Whew, I'm exhausted now. It's actually really hard work. We're doing all that watering, lifting the cans, and good exercise anyway. So thank you so much for watching, everyone, and for lots more tips and tricks on how you can care and grow cacti and succulents, don't forget to subscribe. Do click the notification bell, and you can also follow me on Instagram, Twitter and Facebook at Desert Plants of Avalon. And for more growing tips, do check out my website, desertplantsofavalon.com. And before you go, please leave a comment in the video description below, because every comment really does help the algorithm, even if it's just a heart or a smiley. And thank you all so much for your continued support. I want to wish you all an incredible plant-powered spring. Yay!